Hey Pisces, welcome back to the Guiding Chariot and welcome to your Taurus season reading. As we start to shuffle, let's get the house rules out of the way. So as you know, this will be a general reading for all Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. I am asking, or not asking, but just kind of giving it a heads up because we're in Taurus season, because this reading is about what's coming to you during Taurus season. I am recommending everyone watch the Taurus season reading. That message was pretty open, and I think it's because it wanted to give everyone a little something. So you may not resonate with the whole reading, but I definitely think there'll be something in there for you or to help maybe clarify what comes up in your reading. So if you feel called to check it out, I highly recommend it. And of course, my one ask of you on this channel, do not force any of the messages, take them as they resonate. If something pops up, just doesn't make sense to you, doesn't fit your circumstance, that's fine. Just wasn't for you. Leave it on the table, take the rest. Oh, there's your first card. And let's get into it, Pisces. So I am using, nice. This is a good one. I believe Sag also got the Ancestors card. So for some of you, if you have strong Sag placements, it might be worth checking that one out too. So I am using the Awakening Vortex Mandala Oracle that my friend Sanateu Golden Ray made. If you want to check out her stuff, if you want to check out this deck, if you really like the mandalas, her Instagram will be in the description box below, so feel free to check her out. This Ancestors Mandala, this is talking about like Earth ancestors, so people, loved ones that have passed, family members, close friends, things like that. They really are showing up to help guide you and to help heal you. This deck comes in original and holographic form. You have this in the holographic. Sag got the original one, if I remember correctly. So I read the two slightly differently because of that. Same how we have a major and a minor arcana. This particular Ancestors, to me, really feels more like downloads. So I do think your ancestors are coming in to heal, to guide, to give you messages. You may be going through something kind of trying, and they're there to support you and to help to heal you. I am honestly not sure why I keep saying healing. Like literally that's the word that I want to say. Like I'm saying it intentionally, but I don't necessarily. I'm not feeling anything where you are processing through something, or so I don't know why I'm telling you this, but just to add it to the awareness, I don't necessarily feel that you are. It's not like there's a need to be protected through anything, right? They're just there to support you through something, okay? So anyone hearing that, I guess I just don't want you to oh my God, why? What's happening? What's going on? It's not that type of thing. But just know your ancestors are very close to you. And again, I just feel like they're trying to heal or resolve something that's happened or is happening, just to guide you through it. But it's not like you're in a position where you're like, oh God, why? What's happening? Well, then there's that. Is it coyote? Yeah, it's coyote. You have coyote spirit. I couldn't remember the animal's name, but look at that. Look at that message. Trust in divine detours. So definitely being guided in different paths, different directions. So you may be suffering some type of disappointment, maybe you were applying for a job, didn't get it, you thought a certain situation would go one way, it went another, maybe you thought someone was going to be more than they ended up being, right? Whatever, fill in the blanks, whatever resonates. Don't take any disappointments as a failure or something falling through, because I think that's really what the answers are going to be there to support you through that, because obviously if we're disappointed, we're not feeling the greatest. But again, I think you are being protected from the inevitable outcome of that situation, right? So you're not in danger, but you're being kind of rerouted away from something that could potentially have been something down the road. So again, like I was saying before, in this particular moment, you're cool, things are good, but you may find yourself kind of being directed in another path, one you didn't expect, especially if you were looking and focusing on one that went in another direction. You may find that doesn't pan out. and it kind of be okay with that. Like it's kind of like a little divine intervention. Be like, no, actually that's not, all that glitters isn't gold. So we're not actually gonna go that way. But I'm glad that you tried it. You took some steps, but that's not the one. That's not the one. We're gonna do that a little differently. Okay. I'm kind of excited to what's going to come up in your tarot. Like that's an interesting spread so far. Oh. Yep. See, I told you don't have to worry about anything. 9 of Pentacles. So feeling strong, feeling confident, feeling capable, knowing your worth, knowing your powers. So yeah, you're doing fine. Got Ace of Cups and the 2 of Pentacles in reverse. Honestly, this kind of makes sense. Because if you're being redirected, right? If you're getting pushed in another direction, it's probably because the first one wasn't in the greatest alignment, right? And honestly, you may have felt a little unbalanced by it, right? Like maybe you were kind of heading in this direction, and as you kept moving, maybe it became bigger to handle. Maybe there were more unexpected obstacles, and it was just becoming too much to juggle, right? We were starting to lose grip of it. So before that happened, Spirit's kind of redirecting you, pushing you back to the place where you were back in control, right? Things might start feeling a little out of sorts. Oh, okay. Nope, okay. Let's talk about these ones first. So we got, yes. So we've got Justice popping out. So might be dealing with a Libra, but I think this is, again, more of that rebalancing, finding equilibrium, right? Where once it felt out of balance and uncontrollable, and there was just more things to juggle than we had expected, now we will find the proper balance. Now we will find the right harmony. Love that. We have, oh, interesting. So we have the 2 of Cups and the Queen of Swords in reverse. So this is giving me big relationship vibes. Again, doesn't have to be. This could be a working relationship. This could be, business partner, just a friend. I don't know. But looking at it, it does give me, I think this is more specifically going to be a romantic partner, Pisces. So this may not resonate with all of you. But with this Queen of Swords popping up, I don't know, maybe it could be a friend. We'll leave it open. But like I said, I feel like it's relationship vibes, but it may be a friend, business partner, coworker, whatever. It feels like something has happened where a decision was made or action was taken, and it might have been too hasty, or it might have been not well informed, right? And it can go either way. It could be on them, could be on you. Again, take it how it resonates. But when we get the Queen of Swords in reverse, this is an energy, she swings her swords first, asks questions later. And normally she's very discerning, right? Normally she knows what she wants, she knows what's right, she's very black and white, so it's easy for her to swing that sword and, just cut things off. In the upright, we might have been too hasty, or we might have, there might have been more gray to that situation than we had originally perceived. So I think someone in this pairing maybe was too harsh, maybe I'll just leave it at that, because I don't want to spend too much time on that. And it just feels like maybe for some of you that is kind of being brought up to the surface, maybe, for you to re-examine, look at again. And again, I'm not saying you necessarily have the one to examine. Take that as a resonance. If you did something, you have a moment to reflect on it. If they did something, you have a moment to reflect on what that means, what you want to do moving forward. Yada 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 yada. Very, very interesting. I think that whoever connected really to that, I think this moon for sure, this Scorpio moon is really going to highlight that. And it's happening tomorrow. So, well, I'm filming this on Sunday, so it's tomorrow for me, but it may be today when you're watching this. Probably will be today when you're watching this, actually. Yeah. So I would expect the next couple days. If there's some emotional stuff within you, I would say expect these couple days to kind of be a little emotional. And then they're flinging a lot of cards in this reading. All right, let's see what we got. Six of Swords in reverse. And Magician. All right. So yes, got a little cat fluff. So Six of Swords in reverse and the Magician card. So Six of Swords in reverse, not the greatest place for that to come out, because that's a card of essentially feeling distressed and feeling maybe stuck, stagnant, can't get out. I think part of that is this healing, right? Which, again, you can totally do. Here with the Magician, you have all the tools necessary. You're capable of making this change. You're capable of finding a way out, finding resolution. You're also being divinely supported through that. We already talked about that. So you're in a good position, but it does feel, whether it's connected to this healing that's happening, you kind of finding this balance. I feel like you're in this position where you kind of don't see the way ahead, might be a little worried and hyper-focused on that. And I will say the solution isn't going to be handed to you. You do have to put in the work. You do have to kind of take the appropriate action, right? So it's not a message where, oh, everything's just going to be resolved. It's just going to work out. That's not what's happening. But you can find solution. Like, you are in a position to make things move again, to make things right, to find the balance, to enjoy this harmony. You can make it happen, but there is a need for you to act. Until you do so, right? Because that's what the Magician is. The Magician's all about motivation, taking action, making things happen, right? Super manifester. But to get here, we've got to deal with this. Like, this is why this energy is stuck. And you can kind of see we have the upright where we're moving forward, right? We're moving out of the choppy water that's behind us, and we're moving into calmer waters. But here we're looking back. The reflection of this image is like looking at our reflection in the choppy water, looking at all the shaky stuff. That's why we can't move forward. So there is a need to find some type of resolution in your world, Pisces. And Taurus season really is about really re-examining that, looking at what needs to be released or resolved or healed, right? Especially with this full moon in Scorpio. So it may even be some old stuff, right? Because Scorpio digs real deep. That Scorpio is going to dig through your subconscious all the way to the bottom of that ocean floor and dig up anything that's been sitting there. And a lot of times, even if what we're talking about is a more recent or a current situation, it may stem from feelings of, whatever, put in any, distrust, hurt, pain, sadness, loss, whatever. Put in whatever adjective is applicable. But a lot of times that behavior is a result of something we felt long ago. So for some of you, it may be kind of like really re-examining that and be like, hey, you know what? That thing I said, that thing I did, that decision I made, that was based on something that happened in the past. It had nothing to do with this current work environment or, whatever the setting was. Just, it had nothing to do with that. But, I can kind of own that that's not how I want it to go down. Or, I know, because again, it could be either way. So it also give you more understanding, more clarity about how another person is behaving in a situation. But for you to progress, for you to move on, there is some type of action that should be made on your behalf. Okay? And that doesn't mean, for some of you, that doesn't even mean talking to another person, right? So again, especially for those who don't connect to that, if that didn't resonate with you, this is just about taking action for yourself, right? Whatever that is. If it's starting something, if it's saying something, if it's moving, transitioning somewhere, take that how it resonates. But there is a need for you to act. I feel like I want to go I don't want to finish it there. I want to go a little deeper. I feel like there's more to that. More to that than we're looking at right now. And again, some of that clarity going to come from your ancestors. Yeah. Emperor vibes. To me, I really think this is you. Maybe some of you were dealing with an Aries, right? So we have Aries, we have Libra there. But I think this is you about creating order, right? Because that's what the Emperor does. He brings order and balance. He sets up that system, right? It's also, he's also a leader. So for some of you, you might be in a leadership role, right? So especially, I kept using the work example. So you might be maybe the boss or manager of something, or you might be leading a group or a team, or just in general, it might be just about you taking the lead on a situation, taking some responsibility as well, right? When we're talking about the Emperor. So again, that may resonate slightly differently with everyone. And what's interesting, as I'm looking at this card, I think this is the first time I've ever really kind of looked at it this way. So there's this big, I've always kind of taken it as like a ram horn behind him, right? Because of Aries. But like looking at it, it's giving me major like Ammonite vibes, like that spiral shell, right? And the Ammonite connects us to ancient wisdom and learning, right? And knowledge. I feel like that's what's happening, right? As you go through this season, there is clarity, there is understanding coming to you. And a lot of that may be coming from ancestors, right? We were just talking about a fossil, so we're talking about way, way, way back when. So I think there is some ancient wisdom coming to you, again, to aid this healing, to aid this progression, to aid you in finding this harmony and this balance. You're being very, very supported. So again, even in the beginning, I talked about you are not in a bad situation here, right? So there's a lot of support around you, but also you are fully aware of your capabilities, your strengths, your wins, your successes along the way, your power, right? We have the Magician in here towards the end of the month. Yeah, it just feels there's a big need this month to find balance and harmony, and that's really a big focus for you, which is a great thing. And I think towards the end of the month, as you move through, especially after this moon tomorrow or today, you really start to understand and get clarity about what that shift needs to look like and needs to be. And it may take some time. It's not something you're going to decide overnight, so don't worry about a time frame. Time's kind of an illusion anyway. But I will say after that kind of reflective moment you have, you do take the appropriate action, and there is the promise of, yes, healing, but also growth and prosperity. You can see there's that little dove up in the corner of this card. So there is prosperity as we move. I feel like that's kind of coming after Taurus season, so I think that's as we continue to move through the year. Taurus season is really about the clarity and again, finding that harmony, which is honestly, Taurus season, great time of the year for that. It's kind of what Taurus is geared to. So lots of prosperity ahead, but it feels like this is going to be a really reflective healing season for you. So I'm going to wish you well. I'm going to wrap up your reading here, my lovely, lovely Pisces. You take care of yourselves. As always, I love and appreciate all the support you give to me. I'd love it if you could hit that like button if you enjoyed this reading. Drop a comment down below. Let me know how this resonated, which is super important to me. And if you haven't already, make sure you smash the subscribe button and that notification bell to be notified when our next reading pops up. I am wishing you the best, my lovelies. Take care, and I'll see you in your next reading. Bye.